hands. Fingers bruised from lifting boxes on the warehouse floor. Palms calloused from delivery bike handlebars. Knuckles scarred with kitchen burns. These are not hands that have been allowed to hold power. And yet, over the last 12 months, you have dared to reach for something greater. Tonight, against all odds, we have grasped it. The future is in our hands.
And this campaign was necessary to make that point. A caution flag that we are heading down a dangerous, dangerous road.
And let me warn our new leader, if you try to implement socialism, if you try to render our police weak and impotent, if you forsake the people's public safety, we're not only organizing, but we are mobilizing.
New Directions Community Credit Union is now open in Titusville. They may be new to our community, but they've been serving our region since 1974, providing their members with affordable products and services. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, volunteers, attends school, regularly conducts business, or who owns a business in Venango, Forest, Warren, or Crawford counties. Visit their new location at 206 South Martin Street in Titusville to learn more about becoming a member. Best of luck to all the students and athletes this fall from New Directions Community Credit Union.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville. Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods, breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies? Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville.
Our new home.
Somebody pinch me.
Somebody say pinch?
Pinch.
We mean we just bought this.
Yeah, we just bought a new house. Why are there crabs?
Don't call for pinches. Call for protection.
Hit it.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right coverage for your new house and your car.
All right, which way to the sea?
We're in Ohio.
So is that close, or?
No.
You got a pool?
No.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Ronnie Long.
And I'm Lisa Mellon.
The name Armstrong reflects more than just a company. It's a promise.
While others focus on the short term, we're building for a future that's limitless.
From the dawn of cable television to the rise of the digital age, we've delivered cutting-edge technology like our advanced fiber network that redefines what's possible.
Guided by our core values, we have proudly served and strengthened communities like yours for generations.
Fat Chad's is Titusville's premier dining destination. Come hungry and enjoy these menu favorites: T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Dive into fresh pasta entrees like shrimp and scallop pasta or our signature Asiago chicken. And don't miss our famous burgers and fish sandwiches, all served with fresh cut fries. Fridays mean prime rib specials. Enjoy wild game Saturdays. And on Sundays, it's our all-you-can-eat wing buffet. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
211 is an easy-to-remember telephone number for finding health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. Every day, highly trained 211 call specialists provide referrals to basic human needs resources like food banks and shelters, physical and mental health, employment support, support for youth and child care programs, and support for adults and persons with disabilities. To learn more, dial 211 or visit pa211nw.org.
I believe you're looking at the next Vice President of the United States.
Former U.S. Vice President Dick Cheney died on Monday at the age of 84. His career in government stretched back to the Nixon administration, but his most consequential role was serving under George W. Bush in the wake of the 9/11 terror attacks. He aggressively pushed for military intervention in Afghanistan and Iraq, and defended the use of what the administration called the enhanced interrogation techniques on prisoners, methods the U.S. Senate's Intelligence Committee would call torture. Presidential historians consider Cheney to have been one of the most powerful vice presidents in U.S. history.
Dick Cheney's legacy is fundamentally complicated, fundamentally polarizing, and in many respects divisive.
Professor Garrett Martin is with American University's School of International Service.
I think many of those issues, played into that perception of Dick Cheney not being the most sympathetic character to his opponents.
In the case of Iraq, we have a regime that is busy enhancing its capabilities.
One of Cheney's lasting legacies is his insistence that Iraq had been developing weapons capable of threatening the U.S. and had ties to the group Al-Qaeda. No such weapons were ever found. Cheney in later years insisted that the invasion was the right decision.
What we did in Iraq was exactly the right thing to do. If I had it to recommend all over again, I would recommend exactly the same course of action.
But Professor Martin said this damaged American faith in how political leaders might use or misuse intelligence.
And so I think the fact that it turned out to be stupendously wrong, has really created deep skepticism towards the ability of the intelligence community, as well as the risk of officials, basically manipulating or instrumentalizing intelligence for their own benefit. And I would say that both inside the United States, but of course, externally.
The invasions of Iraq and Afghanistan, neither of which delivered quick and tidy victories, but lengthy military engagement and counterinsurgency, became grounds for a subsequent Republican president to vilify Cheney.
Cheneys are diehard globalists and warmongers who have been plunging us into new conflicts for decades.
Cheney came out vociferously against Donald Trump 2 years ago, singling out Trump's efforts to overturn the results of his election loss in 2020.
He tried to steal the last election using lies and violence to keep himself in power after the voters had rejected him.
I think January 6th is a sort of fundamental fork in the road. I think for Dick Cheney, I think there's still a general reverence for the peaceful transition of power and for the Constitution. At times, he may himself have sort of been treaded on delicate ground, but I think that was for Dick Cheney a clear sort of red line. What he viewed Donald Trump as being responsible for in January 6th was just unforgivable.
Cheney's family said he had died from complications of pneumonia and cardiac and vascular disease.
U.S. stocks closed sharply lower on Tuesday, with the Dow dropping more than 0.5%, the S&P 500 shedding more than 1%, and the tech-heavy Nasdaq losing 2%. All three major stock indexes slid well into negative territory after the CEOs of Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs stoked fears of a potential market bubble, with the S&P 500 having climbed to a series of all-time highs, largely powered by the AI boom. That, combined with uncertainty over the outcome of Tuesday's political races and the future path of interest rates, had investors heading for the exits, said Rob Hayworth, Senior Investment Strategy Director at U.S. Bank Asset Management Group.
I think as we look at today in the markets, we're seeing a bit of a risk-off move. We're waiting on election results to tell us something, I think, about the election environment and maybe the government shutdown. But really, I think what investors are concerned about is, are we reaching peak AI? And is the Fed maybe not going to cut in December? And that's causing a little angst in the market and a little bit of a sell-off, particularly in the highly valued names in the NASDAQ.
Among those highly valued names, 6 of the Magnificent Seven stocks lost ground, with AI chip leader NVIDIA ending nearly 4% lower. Apple was the only gainer. Shares of Palantir Technologies slid 8%, despite the data analytics company's better-than-expected fourth-quarter revenue forecast. The stock has soared over 150% so far this year. And shares of Uber fell about 5% in the wake of the ride-hailing platform's quarterly profit miss.
All right, let's take a look at that weather forecast for northwest Pennsylvania. Marginal risk of severe weather today. Cloudy, occasional showers this afternoon with temperatures in the upper 50s. Rain showers this evening, overcast skies overnight, and lows in the upper 30s. On into Thursday, morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, upper 40s. Friday, afternoon rain, upper 50s. Saturday, mostly cloudy with temperatures in the low 50s. And Sunday, rain, maybe some snow mixing in with a high in the low to mid 40s. That is a look at your weather forecast at 7:14. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Happy Wednesday. All right, Wednesday morning. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Middle of the week. I spent yesterday thinking it was Wednesday, even though it was election day, and it was a busy day. Quite a bit of the day, I'm like, why does it feel like Wednesday? It wasn't. Today's Wednesday. So
today is
I've got
Wednesday.
that now. Yeah, happy Wednesday. This coffee this morning is like liquid gold. What? You're giving me
Nothing. I can't connect to anything.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
All right, well, you get time.
No, I don't.
Liquid gold here this morning, this coffee. It was a late night last night. Had a lot of fun. We had election night coverage last night. And I want to thank Jack Lynch, Adam Bodemer, and all our guests who joined us last night. Always fun, always stressful. This year, it really felt like it was sort of a last minute thing. Jack and I have been talking for 2 months, so it's really... It's hard to say it's a last minute thing when we've had conversations about it. But with the way things have been with some of the fall sports we've been covering, some of the playoffs, and some other events that took place this month, it kind of felt like we put things together at the very last minute. And I want to thank Christian Marr at the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation once again for lending us his space. Great location. We had a lot of great guests come by, including Bill Lawrence in Meadville. We had the incumbent mayor, Jamie Kinder, and other folks who were running for Meadville City Council join us. Representative Brad Roy
stopped by for a while. Titusville City Councilman Gavin Griffin was with us last night. So we had people in and out all night, and it was fantastic. A lot of fun to sit down and talk to those folks and get their thoughts on the current state of politics, what's going on with some of these races. So had a lot of fun, and we will replay some of those interviews over the next 2 days, like a little bit Thursday and a little bit Friday. Even those candidates who may not have won had some very fascinating things to say, and we'll share those with you over the next couple days as we'll go through today and process, all our conversations we had last night. So, yeah, a lot of great things shared. So, or it's a chance maybe we interviewed somebody that won. Now you're going to kind of get a snapshot of what that's going to be like. Jay Verno joined us last night, somebody who is involved in terms of caring for Connie at Lake Borough. And not that the folks who are running don't care. There's just a lot of different philosophies being shared in that particular area. School boards are another area that people have been taking a look at, especially Pencrest school boards. So, yeah, there are a lot of headlines, a lot of stories, and these things will play out over the next several weeks. And, yeah, if you didn't join our coverage last night, we will share some of that with you over the next 2 days. As you mentioned, today's a busy day. We've got Christa Lundy from the Meadville Chamber. We've got Kat Thompson from the Venango Chamber this morning. We've got Mr. Will Price from the United Way of the Venango and Titusville region joining us
Big things
this
there.
morning. Yeah, you could talk a little bit. Give us a little snapshot there.
So, I mean, we all know that our communities are kind of suffering right now with budgets not passing and the government shutting down, and they're kind of at a loss. So I know the United Way has joined with our local food banks here in the Titusville area and Venango County to collect food, a food drive for our community, and he'll mention the drop-off locations and their special days at your local stores, and so it's exciting, big things. Always one step ahead of the problem, he seems to be. So yeah, it's awesome.
I know
you made a face.
No.
You don't like your coffee?
It's not what I thought it was. It's.
Do you want me to go do another one?
No, is it back to one of the other?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I tried to give you a stronger, but it's not.
And what do you think? I need stronger.
Sorry.
Hey, you know what though? I gotta say, I didn't speed last night because deer were everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
And we got everything packed up quickly, relatively quickly, and then we stood outside and chatted for 20 minutes, half hour. I think we left 11 o'clock. I was in bed by midnight.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm doing okay.
You got this.
You're just coming off the excitement of Election Day, and so many headlines, not just here in Pennsylvania, but across the country. So there's some things that scare me a little bit, and things that, hey, people voted, just see how things play out. So, and then, of course, we're already talking about primary already, so I don't want to be like, well, that's right around the corner. But it's like as soon as you get done with one, it's like on to the next. But going back to what you said, we kind of talked about that a little bit last night, especially when we had Representative Brad Roy on, because you've got what's going on at the state and then with the federal. But what a generous county we live in. We talked about Crawford Gives, raising over $1 million a few months back. Mm-hmm. And just how awesome it is that people here step up in times of need, or if there's an opportunity to help an organization or whatever. So to your point, Will be talking about that later this morning, and what we can do here to help out the food bank and other nonprofits in our region looking to continue to do the things that they do while we wait for the state or federal government to get things taken care of. We asked Representative Brad Roy about that last night. He said, I think one person asked him about the current state of the budget when he was out yesterday. One. Overall, 2. The second person was on our panel and asked. He said it's just people aren't talking about it. So, or at least to him, or they haven't said anything to him.
I mean, it impacts at different levels that you don't expect or don't.
Yeah. Now, talk to the county and the commissioners. They'll have a different take.
Right.
Here's something else I learned. So there was, I don't know, if in Venango County, they were voting for funding the libraries, like an overall, county tax that would fund the libraries. I didn't realize, according to Jack Lynch, former Crawford County Commissioner, he and Brad talked about this. We've been doing that here in Crawford County for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going on in Venango County is you might have the city of Oil City, for example, say, we're going to give the library X amount of money. But you might have somebody in Cranberry, Seneca, or somewhere else say, well, we're not doing that. So it's not, you have a couple pockets of places in the county that might be, supporting the library where it's not overall. But here in Crawford, it is part of the tax that we pay that goes and funds the libraries. So I didn't realize that. But that got shot down in Venango County from what I've read this morning. That not in, we'll have to maybe bring some people in to talk about that. But and what's next for the libraries. So. All right, we're going to be getting to birthdays and what we're celebrating.
I got it. I'm good.
Okay, in just a little bit.
And I've had some backup, but I did get it running, but thank you.
Backup?
Thank you, Chris. He sent
Well,
me screenshots.
I'll tell you what, he was on top of things last night.
He was.
It was a snapshot of some results. We were also kind of trying to look at a overview of where we were, but Chris was on top of things last night. I hope he had a good time on his trip.
I know.
Now back to reality. Let's see. Anything else? The New York City mayoral race. We were watching that. That's going to be interesting for a number of reasons. Is that just when you've got a Democrat socialist that has won? Is that just like in that area? Is that you just chalk it up to that's New York City, or is that the future of the party? I don't know. We had a little bit of that conversation last night.
We've talked to New Yorkers and the theory of the people who live in the state, and think that they look at New York City as its own entity. It's not. It doesn't define us in kind of because it's surely is a different place. If you've been there, you'll know for so many reasons. But it's a beautiful city, has so much, history and great things to offer. But it's a little different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I say.
So a lot of headlines. Again, people are going to be sifting through all this stuff over the next few days, weeks, as everything gets tallied up and finalized, and then with all that going on in the world, the story slipped in. Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz.
I saw that last
are
night.
coming back for the Mummy 4.
Yeah, in a world of darkness, there is a little light.
There's more darkness with the Mummy.
There's a what?
With the Mummy.
With those two coming back. Listen, I'm sorry. Popular, unpopular opinion here. Tom Cruise, no. Just no. That was just a waste of time. And then Brendan Fraser doing it without Rachel Weisz was kind of like, what are you thinking? Come on.
I think most of the audience doesn't have any clue what you're talking about.
I know, right? I'm out
Just
here
know
on
that
my
Amy's
own.
excited this morning.
I am so excited.
All right. You want to dive into birthdays and what we're celebrating here?
Sure. So I'm actually going to start off with a late, she would have been, it would have been her birthday. Ida Tarbell.
Oh, Ida Tarbell.
Yeah.
What, today?
Yeah.
Ida Tarbell.
Yeah, and that's from Chris.
Oh,
So,
okay. I was going to say happy birthday, Chris.
Happy birthday,
No.
Ida.
I think his is in May. Happy birthday, Ida Tarbell.
There you go. All right. We also have actor Robert Patrick is 67.
I think it was it earlier this year? Beginning of the year, I think. I purchased, I found them on eBay. I had a Tarbell's collection of books.
I thought you were talking about Robert Patrick.
No.
Found him on eBay?
Of books about, oh my gosh, President Lincoln.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I bought actually 2 sets, one for home and one for my office.
Awesome.
Just a fun fact.
Fun fact.
Yes, I enjoyed a little piece of history with some Ida Tarbell books.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. Rocker Brian Adams is 66 today. Actress Tilda Swinton is 65. Actress Famke Janssen is 60. Actor Sam Rockwell is 57. And singer Kevin Jonas is 38.
I like Sam Rockwell. There was talks of maybe doing what's that movie with Tim Allen? The Galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I can't think of it.
Galaxy Quest?
Galaxy Quest, a sequel to that. Sigourney Weaver kind of made it sound without, Alan Rickman, it just wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
But, all right. Happy birthday to those folks. Happy birthday to you if today happens to be your birthday from all of us here today. Let's turn our attention to what it is we're celebrating here on this 5th day of November.
Okay. It is American Football Day, Bonfire Night, Gunpowder Day, Guy Fawkes Night, National Advent Calendar Day, National Chinese Takeout Day, National Controlled Environment Certifier Day, National Love Your Red Hair Day, National Stress Awareness Day, National Tsunami Awareness Day. Those can kind of go hand in hand, right?
The tsunami and stress?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Yi Ping Festival. And that is all.
All right. So find something there to celebrate. We were, once we got the set all ready to go for our election night coverage last night, we had to run around and grab, drinks and things for our guests. And we went into a store, and the Christmas music was playing. The Halloween stuff was on sale, and the Christmas stuff was out. But anyways, also this morning I heard a Christmas song come on. So yeah, it's
eking in there.
It's
and I get it, but sometimes you just need something fun to look forward to.
Yeah,
A
including
little
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
And Brendan Fraser as the mummy.
Oh, okay.
In the mummy, not as the mummy, but in the mummy. Yeah.
We've got your headlines coming up here this morning. We've got the latest on Wall Street. We'll have your weather forecast for Northwest Pennsylvania here this morning. Happy Wednesday, middle of the week. I believe Christa is going to be joining us here this morning from the Meadville Chamber. They have their auction coming up next week. That'll be on November 12th. So I know they've got a lot going on there. Kat Thompson's going to be joining us from the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce later this morning, and Mr. Will Price from the United Way of the Venango and Titusville region will be joining us as well. So looking forward to catching up with our guests here this morning. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Happy Wednesday. Glad you're with us here this morning.
The working people of New York have been told by the wealthy and the well-connected that power does not belong in their hands. Fingers bruised from lifting boxes on the warehouse floor, palms calloused from delivery bike handlebars, knuckles scarred with kitchen burns. These are not hands that have been allowed to hold power. And yet, over the last 12 months, you have dared to reach for something greater. Tonight, against all odds, we have grasped it. The future is in our hands.
And this campaign was necessary to make that point. a caution flag that we are heading down a dangerous, dangerous road. And let me warn our new leader, if you try to implement socialism, if you try to render our police weak and impotent, if you forsake the people's public safety, we're not only organizing, but we are mobilizing.
Vehicle shopping? Make sure you check out Titusville Ford first. Shop our amazing selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. Visit us on Route 8 in Titusville and see why our customer service is a cut above the rest. Titusville Ford, your hometown dealer.
Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom. Ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding, behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
Whether you want to go and lead in your craft in the trades, whether you want to go and be that nurse or medical worker and have a real impact on lives, or whether you want to go and help that business improve its bottom line, this is the place. And now is your time to go with confidence, to go with skill, to go succeed. The Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville.
I needed a place I could feel cared for without the long drive. I chose Meadville OBGYN because both my sisters came here, highly recommended Dr. Kristen. Dr. Kristen makes me feel very comfortable, like I'm family, like we're friends, very personable. My daughter Evie was born in Breach, and it was Dr. Kristen and Dr. Barco, and they were incredible. It was a wonderful experience. I wouldn't ever want to go anywhere else.
Community Connect Federal Credit Union, serving Crawford, Venango, Forest, and Warren counties. Their mission is to provide quality, low-cost, and personal financial products for the growth and security of their members and families. Stop in, call, or visit our website, communityconnectfcu.com, and click Join to get started. Community Connect Federal Credit Union, 1050 East Spring Street in Titusville.
You have strong roots in the community. You may have grown a career, raised a family, and built friendships. Now you're ready to give back to the place that has supported you. But how? A charitable giving fund at your local community foundation provides an opportunity to grow your giving, invest in causes you care about, and focus on the joy of making a difference. Opening a charitable giving fund is easy. Give gifts that work best for you. Invest your charitable dollars in one of our portfolios or through your trusted financial advisor and watch your giving grow. In recognition of your generosity, you may even be able to prune your tax bill through charitable tax deductions and state tax credits. The Community Foundation tends to the administrative details while you focus on making a difference. Simply make grants from your fund to organizations big and small, near and far, and watch them bloom. As you consider community needs and opportunities, our staff acts as pollinators throughout the community and always knows the buzz. We can work alongside you to inspire future generations of givers and leave a lasting impact. Your giving is our mission. Together, we can meet the needs of today and plan for the opportunities of tomorrow. We are better together.
U.S. stocks closed sharply lower on Tuesday, with the Dow dropping more than 0.5%, the S&P 500 shedding more than 1%, and the tech-heavy Nasdaq losing 2%. All three major stock indexes slid well into negative territory after the CEOs of Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs stoked fears of a potential market bubble, with the S&P 500 having climbed to a series of all-time highs, largely powered by the AI boom. That, combined with uncertainty over the outcome of Tuesday's political races and the future path of interest rates, had investors heading for the exits, said Rob Hayworth, Senior Investment Strategy Director at U.S. Bank Asset Management Group.
I think as we look at today in the markets, we're seeing a bit of a risk-off move. We're waiting on election results to tell us something, I think, about the election environment and maybe the government shutdown. But really, I think what investors are concerned about is, are we reaching peak AI? And is the Fed maybe not going to cut in December? And that's causing a little angst in the market and a little bit of a sell-off, particularly in the highly valued names in the NASDAQ.
Among those highly valued names, 6 of the Magnificent Seven stocks lost ground, with AI chip leader NVIDIA ending nearly 4% lower. Apple was the only gainer. Shares of Palantir Technologies slid 8%, despite the data analytics company's better-than-expected fourth-quarter revenue forecast. The stock has soared over 150% so far this year. And shares of Uber fell about 5% in the wake of the ride-hailing platform's quarterly profit miss.
All right, let's take a look at that weather forecast for Northwest Pennsylvania. I know our next guest here this morning is very excited about the possibility of some snow coming in. Cloudy with occasional showers this afternoon. Nice and warm, though. Upper 50s for a high. Rain showers this evening, overcast skies overnight. Lows in the upper 30s. Thursday, morning clouds, afternoon sunshine. Upper 40s. Friday, afternoon rain. Upper 50s for a high. Saturday, mostly cloudy, low 50s. Sunday, rain, snow with a high in the low to mid 40s. Monday, snow showers, low 30s. I have to chuckle a little bit, that graphic for today, that little windsock. I remember in home ec having to make sew a windsock, and I got a D on that project. And, yeah, things you just never forget. All right, it's 7:41. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. What a great time of year. There's so much going on. Driving through downtown Meadville yesterday, getting ready for election coverage, and Chateau Christine's window looked beautiful. Woolen Mill looked beautiful. Academy Theater lit. I mean, it was just downtown, the whole Chestnut Street. The whole area was just great. I heard some Christmas music walking into a store yesterday. Christa Lundy's here with us. She's the executive director of the Meadville Area Chamber of Commerce. Christa, you got to feel some of that, right? That's
absolutely. Once November hits, it is Christmas mode for a lot of people. I love fall. I love Thanksgiving almost as much as Christmas, so I think we're a little fast to the chase on that one, but I do understand. But we're looking forward to a great holiday season. Kicked off with Ladies' Day Out on Sunday. I actually volunteer at Chateau Christine, and I'm kind of her greeter and sign everybody's passports and so forth. It was wonderful to see hundreds of women downtown supporting and shopping and just having a great day. The weather was perfect, so thanks to those 27 businesses that participated in that. There were some brunch options and all kinds of shopping ideas and just different things. So it was a great day for that.
I also smiled when the newsletter showed up and you open it up and, you know, there's traces of like holiday things coming up and
Christmas parties, Groove and Glitz in January.
Yeah.
But 1 week from today is the big event, our biggest income generating event that we hold. It's not actually our biggest event per se, because that would be Thunder of the City. But this is our largest fundraiser of the year. Our chamber auction is 1 week from today on November 12th at the movies at Meadville. 5 o'clock, come register, get your program, get some popcorn, get your beverage, come in, have some great food from Hunter's Inn. Talked to Megan last night. I was over there for dinner. And then have some sweet treats from Save Room for dessert. Get your seat, be ready. There's a couple fun games you can play. 6 o'clock, the auction starts, and it is done by 8 p.m. So it's a great evening. Wow. It's free for our members to attend and non-members if you're interested in taking part of some of those packages. Looking forward to that. We have over $70,000 worth of packages at this point. We still are accepting packages. I got a couple more last night that will be added to the program. This is kind of what it looks like. You can see the proof there. But on the back will be your number for people to raise up. And so looking forward to that. And they're just example. Thank you, Luke, for donating packages. But I'll open it up here, and we have all kinds of different things. Here's a phone, Stream TV, television advertising, and then we have a trip from Ron and Melissa Martin from Smoky Martin's. They have a house in Florida that they Airbnb, which I have purchased a couple times, and it's lovely, great location. So we have 6 trips, I think, this year.
Really?
So to different places. Meadville Distilling has a private Prohibition Pours cocktail class for 6 in the vault. Something different, something fun for personal use, or hey, give that to someone at work. And then we have Erie Otters, Erie Zoo, Keystone Safari, family tickets, family passes. Let's go back one. Here's Hagen Business Machines of Meadville, Dell 7000 series laptop. So that can be for your personal use, or maybe you need a new laptop at work. The Gilday Group, of course, they're not going to do like construction and things like that, but they want to support the event. So they were thinking outside the box and did country club golf for $4 and lunch. So that's really nice. They're on the board at the country club, so that's $400 there. And then Meadville Chamber event tickets. There's always kind of a bidding war for this. We give 4 tickets to every event that we have throughout the year. That's about an $800 value. So that's something fun. And then Meadville Tribune, digital advertising. We've got a lot of new packages this year that are smaller, that are under $500, some under $300. So a lot of things. Here's another one. Here's newsletter advertising for the newsletter. Xmark Excalibur donated a cooler package with Yeti coolers and some ice packets and tumblers, like something fun to give to your top salesperson or to give to, at the Christmas party, draw names, whatever you're going to do, or for personal use. Mm-hmm. Meadville Family YMCA, a lottery basket, and then YMCA memberships, things like that. This is always a fun one. Conneaut Cellars Winery and Distillery, a private tour, tasting, and custom labels. So if you are having an event in the next year and you want private custom labels, and then you get a discount on cases of wine. So just a little bit of everything here. We've got Party at the Pines, summer concert VIP package for 8, ALS Salon and Spa, Day of Pampering, Cup and Spoon, a party package at Cussawagga Square. We've got TV commercials, radio ads, live broadcasts, billboard space, IT services, website design, spa packages, golf packages, something for everybody.
Everything.
Something for everybody.
You know what I love?
What?
And I don't know. A couple years ago, and maybe a little longer than that, you kind of added that spark of it doesn't have to just be advertising, right? Because you have business owners who, as you said, maybe they want to say thank you to their employees, or maybe they want something that they can treat one of their clients.
Right.
But it's more than just the advertising part. It's other things that businesses, incorporate every day or every year that you don't necessarily think about. And, the golf, the coolers, all this stuff that's available. And they get to save some money. The chamber gets to raise money. Mm-hmm. This is like the perfect...
People get new clients, or people make new connections, build new relationships. That's what we're about. And that was several years ago we started that. My predecessor started this event. I've kind of tweaked it and changed it a little bit. And I just kind of thought outside the box and talked to some of my friends that were business owners. Hey, what would you need? What would I want for the chamber, for our staff, for employee appreciation? If you have good employees, you want to make sure that they know you appreciate them, you want to keep them. If you have people that are exceeding sales goals every year, give them something special. and for personal use. People come and might want some of these things for their personal use or for their kid or for their sister or for whatever it might be. See, I was thinking of my sister and my kids, but anyone, you know, that could use some of these things. And we try to think outside the box. There's some very unique packages this year. Join us for great food, deals and steals, drinks, popcorn, and we're really looking forward to it again. Next Wednesday, the 12th, 5 o'clock starts registration. You don't have to be there until 6 for the auction, and you will be entertained. Our MCs are David Gordon of ERA Richmond Real Estate, the Chamber Board President, and Adam Pernat of UniFirst, who is the Chamber Board Vice President. So they are just fun guys, period. And there's a little friendly bidding wars among people in the audience. Come see who's bidding on what, who's outbidding who. So it's just a fun evening, and I hope to see people there. We are still accepting more packages right until Tuesday. The original initial program will be distributed and emailed today, but anything we receive after that, we always have an insert that we add in the day of. So let us know if you'd like to add your logo and your name to that auction package. It's almost here.
That's crazy.
And then the next thing is a Christmas party.
Well, yeah, but do you have your annual chamber meeting?
We do. Annual chamber conference. We will be at Seven Springs. Our office will be closed the 17th through the 19th because I'm taking the whole team to that. So looking forward to that. We have some really great speakers. I am the co-chair of the conference with Jody August from the Du Bois Chamber. So we will be welcoming all of our guests and all of our speakers, and looking forward to that. But we have a lot happening. We have 2 ribbon cuttings in the next couple weeks. We have our last Businesswomen's Roundtable group of the month later this month. So this Friday, we will be at Minman Firearms, and I love this building, and he has done so much to it. It's beautiful on 322 Conneaut Lake Road. Excuse me. This Friday, November 7th at noon, Minman Firearms and Manufacturing. So he makes guns right there and has a lot of options for people, for hunting, for non-hunting, for sport, whatever it might be. So come join us and enter to win a gift card. And then next Thursday, we'll be at Hold Darn Thing at their second location in Conneaut Lake. So that will be at 4 p.m. next Thursday, the 13th. So looking forward to those ribbon cuttings. And then rounding out the month, hard to believe, on the 20th, Thursday, we will be at Glenn Peterson Floors and Furniture. Becky and Randy always go above and beyond when they have events there. There'll be great food, cocktails, mocktails, sales and specials, and they are so much more than flooring and home decor. They have a really great gift shop and just customer service, top notch. So big thanks to Randy and Becky. We'll be there on November 20th from 5 to 7. And then Monday, November 24th is our last Businesswomen's group of the year, because we don't do those in December. We'll be at Chateau Christine, so looking forward to that. And she'll have sales and specials that week before Small Business Saturday and Thanksgiving and so forth. So that's November 24th.
I love it. I haven't seen Randy in a long time. Anytime you run into Randy, it's like you just pick right up where you left off. And
they're great people.
Yeah.
Great people. Just
Thanks.
like Joe and Christine.
Yeah. Yeah. Joe's a bit nuts, but I'm just joking. So that, you mentioned running into, Thanksgiving. That's going to be a busy weekend. And then, really it's full on Christmas after that. And you mentioned Christmas parties coming up. When people get the newsletter and they see these events, like the Christmas party, for example, should they be calling?
Please call.
Okay.
If you know or you think you're planning on going to these, call an RSVP so we can, tell our hosts for food purposes, for drink purposes, for bartenders they need to have, and that kind of thing. We always expect, a dozen or 15 more people than what we are told, so we tweak the numbers a little bit, but we really like to know for our host location that is having us. December 10th, we will be at the Iroquois Club in Conneaut Lake. It'll be beautiful with all the trees of Christmas out around the lake. It's just gorgeous if you have not seen that before. So stop and see us from 5 to 7 on the 10th. We will recognize, I think David Gordon is the only person, will still remain on the board, but he won't have voting powers because he'll be the ex officio, not going to be the president. But I'm going to add some new board members, and we'll announce those at our Christmas party. We'll go over some things that have happened throughout this year, welcome the new board members joining, and talk about the beginning of the next year. 1 month from the Christmas party on January 10th is our Groove and Glitz. So we've already had people RSVP for that.
Wow.
Looking forward to that. Well, the Groove is fantastic. They bring their own crowd. I'm telling you, last year was the first time we changed it to where you don't have to be in a suit and, a dress. You can come comfortable, or you can get glitzed out if you want to. So come as you are, come comfortable, get dressed up if you so choose. But we will have amazing food from the lounge. And new this year, our dessert showcase is by none other than Warner's Bakery by Hill.
Oh, wow.
So thank you to Hillary from Warner's Bakery. I'm excited to have her be part of this event. Talked to her last week because, as you know, Confections of a Cake Lover is closing their brick and mortar store as of December. So she will still have our beautiful masterpiece at the Christmas party, our last one from her. But Sarah's taking care of her health, priority number one, and still has the food truck dessert trailer. It was right outside Christine's for Sunday for Ladies' Day Out, and she's doing really well with that, doing festivals and so forth. So, thanks her to all she's done over the years for us.
I hope she's doing those Christmas cookies this year.
Oh, yeah.
Though. Okay.
How can she not be?
I know. They're amazing.
Absolutely.
Let's do this real quick. You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Christa Lundy with us here this morning, Executive Director of the Meadville Area Chamber of Commerce. Boy, there's so much going on. And then you got leadership Meadville going on. There's
next Friday is Leadership Meadville. It's Education Day, so we will be going to Allegheny College and ALEC and hearing from Amy Godwin from our Chamber Foundation from the K-12 program. I think Stephanie Feely from Titusville and the hub there, and Crawford Tech, I know we'll be hearing from different places in education in Crawford County. The adult learning education program that we have in Meadville as well. So a lot of business and community leaders will speak to the class on education in our region, and then it is also the debate day for the class. So they have a topic they will debate. There will be a winning team and some prizes, and it just teaches them how to debate, get up in front of people and talk and give some talking points and so forth. And then they're gearing up for the next couple months, and it won't be long, and they'll be starting to plan for the Chili Chowder Soup Cook-Off. Hard to believe.
Wow, that's crazy. It's flying. Time is
It
flying.
is.
Great videos being posted on the Meadville Chamber Facebook page. There's a lot of information. There's so much going on, and not just with you, but with your chamber members as well this time of year. There's some business spotlights. There's a chance. I'm looking at one from Crawford County K-12 Career Education Alliance about Palmetto Gives Back.
I almost said Crawford Gives yesterday too. Palmetto Gives. Big thank you to Palmetto Toyota for what they do for all of the nonprofits in the area. But you can stop out every day and vote for your favorite in that group out there at Palmetto. Every day you can do that. I know Thursdays there's something special you can do. But yes, the Crawford County K-12 Career Education Alliance, Amy Godwin is our executive director there. She does a tremendous job connecting our youth from kindergarten, actually I think it's second grade they start, up to our seniors with mock interviews and soft skills and things like that. So every dollar that is helped there is going to help them.
Yeah, that's great. And it's another part of that whole wonderful time of year when you have things like that going on, and
the Give Back program. And there's so many organizations and businesses now that are being host locations or drop-off locations for food, pantry items, coats, gloves, with so much happening in our country. A lot of people are needing some extra help right now, and this is certainly the time to be doing that. Be thankful for what we have, be appreciative, but also think of those that are a little less fortunate. And if you are able to make a donation or help there, it's definitely needed.
Well, yeah, and that could be as simple as next time you go to the store, just grabbing an extra, couple cans of whatever.
Yeah.
Pick up some extra things.
Pasta and sauce, peanut butter, like basic boxes of cereal, that kind of thing. Absolutely.
Yeah. And if somebody has a question on where they could give or who's in need, is a chamber a resource for that?
We can certainly look that up and let them know. And I know, actually, the First Friday is this Friday, and they're doing Pie Day, and several locations downtown have certain things that you can drop off to those locations, and then you're entered to win homemade pies. And there's several bakeries, caterers, restaurants that are donating the pies. And for every item that you drop off, you're getting more chances to win those pies. So that's something fun to do for people, something different, something unique. And it's also a great collaboration to be giving back.
That's awesome. It doesn't matter. A business doesn't have to wait till the start of the new year to become a chamber member. They can do it any time. But if somebody is thinking about it and like, boy, I really want to start off next year on the right foot and, get out there, access resources. Is this a time they could call and schedule a time to sit down with somebody from the chamber?
Absolutely. Anytime you can call. You can talk to any of the three of us at the chamber. The phone number is 814-337-8030. We actually have this Thursday, I think tomorrow. November 6th, that is tomorrow, correct? Tomorrow we have Chamber 101 meeting from 8 to 10 a.m. where Stephanie and Julie and I will go over all things chamber, what we do. We want to learn about the businesses that are attending as well, learn about what businesses are doing. Great day to bring your business cards, introduce yourself to some people. We usually have some of our ambassadors, a few of our board members there. But whether you're interested in joining the chamber, stop at that, or if you've been a member for some time and you don't know exactly, like I'm seeing all these videos of the chamber and I know you do events, but what else do you do? Come learn about what we're doing, sponsorship opportunities, free events that we do, the valuable resource that we are to make connections from business to business or whatever that might be. Various things from our leadership program to our foundation, the K-12. We are way more than just being the fun chamber. We are a great resource for your business.
Christa, great seeing you this morning.
You too.
All the best.
That flew by.
Yeah, always.
See
so
ya.
much going on.
Have a good week.
For as long as we can remember, the working people of New York have been told by the wealthy and the well-connected that power does not belong in their hands. Fingers bruised from lifting boxes on the warehouse floor, palms calloused from delivery bike handlebars, knuckles scarred with kitchen burns. These are not hands that have been allowed to hold power. And yet, over the last 12 months, you have dared to reach for something greater. Tonight, against all odds, we have grasped it. The future is in our hands.
And this campaign was necessary to make that point. A caution flag that we are heading down a dangerous, dangerous road. And let me warn our new leader, if you try to implement socialism, if you try to render our police weak and impotent, if you forsake the people's public safety, we're not only organizing, but we are mobilizing.
Interstate Pipe and Supply takes pride in providing superior customer service. That's why our dedicated employees are well trained and have the experience to offer friendly, quick, and reliable service and support. Need materials delivered to your job site? No problem. Interstate offers fast delivery from our 4 locations in Western Pennsylvania. We also serve Eastern Ohio, Northern Western Virginia, and Western New York. Service means business at Western Pennsylvania's premier pipe and supply company, Interstate Pipe and Supply.
Anyone with a kind and generous heart and a little money can be a philanthropist. You too can be a force for good in our community, and the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation is here to help you make the most of your charitable giving. We've partnered with hundreds of people like you to make our world and our community a better place. You can give through us to support scholarships or any charitable organization or purpose. Whether you're interested in establishing a permanent endowment or adding to an existing fund, we want to be a part of your plan. Contact us when you're ready to make your mark. Together, we can make your contribution go further.
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home has been serving the needs of Titusville and surrounding communities since 1965. Mr. Garrett believed in tradition and commitment to excellence, standards that have been passed down from one generation to now a new generation, who will work to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. When you need them, they will be there for you. This has been their foundation for almost 60 years. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, 303 North Washington Street in Titusville. Share the fun of train travel and relive our country's oil history as you ride the OC&T through the valley that changed the world. Learn about the past while traveling on vintage cars. See a variety of wildlife with stops at Drakewell Park, Petroleum Center, and Oil Creek State Park. Arrive early and see the vast collection of train and railroad memorabilia at Perry Street Station. After the ride, enjoy a night's stay at the Caboose Motel. For seasonal specials or for more information, visit octrr.org or call 814-676-1733. For over 30 years, J. Gill Plumbing and Heating has taken pride in being the premier heating and air conditioning service provider in the area. Our highly skilled and certified technicians will work closely with you to address your heating and air conditioning repair, installation, or maintenance needs. And with the J. Gill Service membership, you can take advantage of additional benefits like filter replacements and priority service scheduling. Plus, members get 10% off future projects. Call today to get a free estimate or ask about financing options. Call J. Gill Plumbing and Heating today or visit them online at jgillplumbingheating.com. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom. Ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding, behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
211 is a simple telephone number to remember when you don't know where to go for help. Dial 211 when needing to find health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. It's free and confidential, and you'll have access to thousands of programs and services for emergency and non-emergency situations. Visit pa211nw.org to learn more, and remember, help is available by calling 211.
Are you tired of juggling multiple pill bottles? Titusville Express Pharmacy has your solution, now offering compliance packaging. Your medication sorted and sealed by dose, making it easier than ever to stay on track. In a hurry? Take advantage of our convenient drive-through service. We also offer free local delivery for those that qualify. Titusville Express Pharmacy, where convenience meets care. Visit us today at 401 West Spring Street in Titusville. Simplify your medication routine with Titusville Express Pharmacy.
U.S. stocks closed sharply lower on Tuesday, with the Dow dropping more than 0.5%, the S&P 500 shedding more than 1%, and the tech-heavy Nasdaq losing 2%. All three major stock indexes slid well into negative territory after the CEOs of Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs stoked fears of a potential market bubble, with the S&P 500 having climbed to a series of all-time highs, largely powered by the AI boom. That, combined with uncertainty over the outcome of Tuesday's political races and the future path of interest rates, had investors heading for the exits, said Rob Hayworth, Senior Investment Strategy Director at U.S. Bank Asset Management Group.
I think as we look at today in the markets, we're seeing a bit of a risk-off move. We're waiting on election results to tell us something, I think, about the election environment and maybe the government shutdown. But really, I think what investors are concerned about is, are we reaching peak AI? And is the Fed maybe not going to cut in December? And that's causing a little angst in the market and a little bit of a sell-off, particularly in the highly valued names in the NASDAQ.
Among those highly valued names, 6 of the Magnificent Seven stocks lost ground, with AI chip leader NVIDIA ending nearly 4% lower. Apple was the only gainer. Shares of Palantir Technologies slid 8%, despite the data analytics company's better-than-expected fourth-quarter revenue forecast. The stock has soared over 150% so far this year. And shares of Uber fell about 5% in the wake of the ride-hailing platform's quarterly profit miss.
Well, here's a look at your weather forecast for Northwest Pennsylvania on this Wednesday morning. We are looking at marginal risk of severe weather today. Cloudy, occasional showers this afternoon. Upper 50s for a high. Rain showers this evening. Overcast skies overnight. Lows in the upper 30s. Thursday, morning clouds, afternoon sunshine. Upper 40s Friday. Looking at some afternoon rain. Upper 50s. Saturday, mostly cloudy. Low 50s. Sunday, rain, snow. Low to mid 40s for a high. That is a look at your weather forecast at 8:18. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. All right. Our Chamber Talk continues here this morning. We're going to be welcoming Kat Thompson onto the program here in just a moment, and we look forward to catching up with our friends at the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce. And Kat Thompson with us here this morning. Hi, Kat. How are you?
Hi, Luke. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you as well.
Well, what's been new and exciting in your world?
Oh, what hasn't been new and exciting? We've had a lot of things going on. You know, we got back from Italy, and you know, I was dealing with a little bit of post-travel sickness, trying to get healthy again. So I'm you know, back at 100% and ready to go. But we had a great time there, and you know, now we're on to focusing on our work with education and schools, and our leadership class will be meeting again soon. So we've got a mixer next week, I think, and
Wow.
So just a lot of things going on that we're really excited about.
What's your hope when you come back from a trip like that? Obviously, you had business folks who attended the trip. You had just residents, non-business people that wanted to go, but networking took place. Friendships were made. Is that sort of what the goal is? You hope that people come back with that shared experience?
Absolutely. You know, that gives us a great chance to connect with people that may be outside of our normal everyday routines. So we get to build connections and do that networking. People get to know us, who we are, what we do, and really just get to you know, experience something together that really builds strong bonds and builds community. And, you know, we definitely did that. 35 of us that, you know, we crammed into a bus, you know, and walking through the streets, trying to look out for each other, keep an eye on each other. You know, I need to send a follow-up email to tell them I think of you every time I you know, count to 35. A special place in my heart, that number, because how many times I was, you know, helping the tour leader count off to make sure everybody was there. And once we hit that 35, you can breathe a sigh of relief. Okay, we got everybody. And then, you know, did I count myself? So you got to go back again and try that. But yeah, I think, you know, we build a lot of really strong connections, and that, you know, that's always a positive thing, I think, when you're getting to know your neighbors and community members.
It was a pretty crazy couple weeks there. We got Susan's take on the Energy Summit. You guys were part of that, and then right into the trip, and, you know, between the leadership program and then other events going on, it's a busy time of year. What was your take on that Energy Summit and just meeting those folks? I know you were kind of busy running around, and what was your takeaway?
Well, you know, I haven't thought about that in a little while. It seems like it's been a lifetime ago, but you know, I think that anytime we can bring people to our region and get to see them experience it as visitors is such a special thing. We do have something really special here in the oil region, and the history and the present as well. The present is pretty great. We're seeing a lot of changes and development. So getting to see people experience that, some of them for the first time, others, they keep coming back and, planning trips, planning to bring families here. I think that's something that's really special, especially people that come from some pretty, heavy hitting organizations. And so for them to see what's here and maybe bring some, support and, hopefully investment, that'd be great. People who care about, our history. So that's always something that's really interesting. That's really great. But I think, just kind of seeing how the conversations there have changed over the years. It's just really interesting to hear the perspective of what we could be doing with the resources that we have here, and how we can continue to grow our local economy to the changes that are happening in the world. So it's definitely just all around a really interesting experience to have. So lots of takeaways, and I got to mail a postcard from the OCNT. So
perfect.
All around pretty great.
Perfect. Let's switch gears. Leadership program continues going strong. Talk about what you're discovering with this group of students going through the program, and what the rest of the year looks like.
Yeah, so we're meeting next week, and we're actually meeting here in our building for some of the day, and we jam-pack those days full of things. But this is a really active, talkative group, which is great to hear them really connecting with each other and asking a lot of questions and thinking of how they can make an impact as a class and as their project groups, and what they can do to add to some of the things that are happening in the community. That's always exciting to see that new excitement, and each class has that kind of different personality, and this is just a very energetic, active, talkative group. So we're excited about that, and getting to see people again, people who are from here experience new things they didn't know about in the community. And I think that's just such a good reminder for people to ask questions and to go outside of your routine. I mean, even myself, where I get the privilege of really seeing a lot of things that are happening in the community, I'm sure there's whole sides that I don't know. So it's encouraging me to be, that lifelong learner. Where are the places that I haven't been? What are the things that I haven't done? Who are the people that I don't know in our community? So how can I put myself outside of, my regular routine, which includes a lot. And I think that's a good reminder for everybody, just to explore our own backyards a little, because there are so many things happening here. Often we'll hear people say, oh, we should have this, or we should do that, or we need this kind of business. And, you're like, hey, well, did you know we have that? And it's right there. And have you visited this bird? Do you know that person? So that's always great to see. And we've got some really cool tours. We're going to be checking out the Lyric Theater. They'll be starting construction, I believe, hopefully soon.
Wow.
And so we get to take the class in there and see that and imagine what that's going to look like in the next couple of years. And the library space, they have a theater, a Carnegie Theater upstairs that they just got a grant, and they've worked really hard to develop that space. So we get to take them up there. A lot of people haven't seen that yet. So it's always really great to show them the community, as well as learning about the conflict management and project management, and how to manage different generations and things like that. So as well as the content and the meat and potatoes of the class with the things that we're learning about, it's really seeing the community and getting to know our region better as well. That's again one of the it's a multifaceted approach to what you're going to take out of that class.
Well, I'm excited because Dave Heath dropped a poster off, and I know in 2029, Cat Live will be at the Lyric Theater. So, I mean, that's very exciting. Yeah. Your own show.
Yeah, I'm brushing off my tambourine. I'm ready to go.
Oh, there's a tambourine. Awesome.
Yeah. That's about all I'm qualified to play. I think maybe a triangle. I don't know.
Excellent. Better than a recorder. Those things are.
Oh, I do probably still remember part of the song that I had to play in 5th grade.
Mary
so.
Had a Little Lamb.
No, I don't even know what it was. But I could probably figure that one out too.
That hot cross buns, yeah. So it's hard to believe, the November newsletter, and you got one more for the year. I know everybody's probably sending you stuff about, what the holidays are coming up. What's November like at the chamber for you, and what's sort of the game plan over the next 2 months?
What's the chamber like? It's bananas. So we've got a lot going on. We actually have a December newsletter meeting today, right after this. Because of Thanksgiving, we got to publish early. And then with the January newsletter, we're closed the week between Christmas and New Year's. We've taken away our bank holidays and we have that week off, which is pretty quiet anyway. So we do the January newsletter early as well. So we've really got to plan, and we want to communicate that to our members. If they have news to share, please get it to us early. But we'll be working on that. We have, like I said, leadership. We have a mixer. Hannah and I have been out in the schools a lot. We're doing our Venango Ready launches and meeting with students and talking to them about the program so that they can get certified by graduation. But we also are going to our PACP conference, the Pennsylvania Association of Chamber Professionals. That's a really important time for us. And we take our whole team. We're all 5 of us are going. And it's, a lot to have the whole staff there, but it's so beneficial for us because when we sit through those, and when I say we're going to Seven Springs, people are like, oh, but we'll be in the conference rooms the whole time. We have one night, I think we get to go out, but we're really tucked in and, all day, a full schedule of workshops and seminars and panels to really dive into the nitty gritty on, running a chamber of commerce, learning and sharing with our peers. And so for the whole team to be there and experience that, we get to get excited together rather than having 1 or 2 people get really excited and come back and try to communicate that to everybody. We get to be there as a team and grow and learn together. And it really is a good just kind of chance for us to kind of get off site, let our hair down a little and really bond with each other. A lot of good team building there as well, just by going on a road trip. So we're excited for that. We always love connecting with our peers. We've got our chamber friends who we really can get a lot of ideas with and talk with. They understand a lot. The chambers have foundations and leadership classes and young professionals groups. So we can really, share ideas and learn from each other. And it's just a really great experience. But that means we'll be out for 3 days, the 17th through the 19th. So our office will be closed, but it's definitely worth it for us to go and do that. So that's coming up. So that, and then the next week is Thanksgiving, and then it's Merry Christmas. So, there's just a lot going on. We're planning for our annual dinner. So we need to be talking about our Citizen of the Year and getting those applications in and talking about Business of the Year and partnering business with our board. So there's you asked what this November looked like. It looks bananas, but it's all good stuff. It's exciting. It's a lot, but it's all good.
That's great. Let's do this real quick. You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Kat Thompson with us here this morning from the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce. It's always fascinating to hear the stories that come out of your trip next week or 2 weeks. 2 weeks, right? The conference is
the conference. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2 weeks. Is it? Yeah, 2 weeks.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
You had, like Susan says, she would come back with notes, pages and pages of notes, and she would go back throughout the year and revisit something that was said. Is that the same for you? Do you get into like June or July and you're like, oh yeah, we just had this conversation. We talked about it back in November. Let me go back and see. These are things that you take with you through the year. It's not just this one time and that's it. So when you say that you come back, you've had these conversations, they're lasting. They're with you.
Absolutely. And it could be, somebody mentioned a really cool idea for the golf outing. So in June, we're thinking about that. Or When our next leadership class starts in the summer, we may be thinking about, oh, hey, this is something that we could, look at changing or developing for the following year, or just something as simple as an issue that somebody said their member might have had, and then down the road we hear one of our members has that same issue, and we think, oh, well, we talked about this, I can help them with this information. So absolutely, because there's so much information, it might apply in different situations, so we're always going back and looking. Same with my IOM training. I completed my 4 years just this summer, but I definitely have my notes that I go back and I look and I see, because it might not be relevant at the time, but then something may, change, or, it, becomes a time of year when we're thinking about, a topic more. And I definitely can go back and follow on that, which is why we put so much focus on professional development here. We want to be as sharp as we can for our members, and, know what, best practices are, so that we can, help our members as much as we can, and be an organization that's thriving and strong to support and continue to support our members. So it's definitely something we can, go back and check that out. And we encourage people to do the same, whatever your industry is, what are those resources that you can go to help your organization, your business be stronger? Because I think that is a really helpful thing. I'm glad that we have that focus here.
That's great. When it comes to this time of year and chamber members getting information out, what's the best advice you have for them? Should they be reaching out to you and maybe sitting down and saying, hey, we need help, figuring this part out, or, what advice do you have for us to, because I think we talk about this a lot. Obviously, there's so many avenues for advertising and trying to get your message out there. Can the chamber be helpful to a business?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I just met with a member yesterday over coffee. She was a new-ish member within about a year, but then she was new to the position. And so, we sat down and talked about, what are things that we can do as a chamber. And I said, here's what, my advice would be. These are your 2 top priorities. Here's what, you might submit to the newsletter. Here's what you might want to submit to the education email to share about the program that, helps students. And then here are 2 other organizations that might have avenues that you should connect with. So, she kind of went home with a list of homework, and I said, if you need me to repeat this, I'll do that as well. But, that's something that we can definitely help, see what your goal is, and where, we may advise you to kind of focus on, and really think about clear messaging. I know that can be hard. We've said it before. It's hard to read the label from inside the jar. If you are steeped in your business, that's you eat, sleep, breathe, that business, it may be hard to think about how to communicate that to somebody else who doesn't have that full knowledge, who doesn't know. I mean, you'd be surprised sometimes flyers we see that don't have the date on it, or don't, say where it is, or, things like that. Cause you just, if that's all you think about, you might think, well, that's all everybody else thinks about too. No, you have to be really clear in your messaging, really concise. We're going to be talking about the business review and forecast coming up. The Derek publishes that business review and forecast. It's free for businesses to submit articles. It's this whole special edition that they put out. And so many times businesses will submit things that just aren't the right thing, and it makes a lot of work for the Derek. So we'll probably be doing a lunch and learn to talk about how to best do that. Maybe we'll have a working session, bring a laptop. Here's what you need to get down. But, we want to be helpful to our businesses and showing them and helping them how they can best communicate that and where to do that, because it is hard to get people's attention. So you really want to think about who's your audience. So how am I going to reach them?
And you certainly understand the business perspective, where somebody's like, I got to get this information out there, and what am I forgetting? Oh, I have to add this, and I got to get, we're doing a flyer, and I got to get everything to fit. And it's like, no. Believe it or not, simplify that.
Yeah.
And,
sometimes less is more, more. And, it's kind of like sometimes when I, have to leave a voicemail, and I think I need to tell this person everything that I'm thinking in my head. And no, you don't. What's your name? maybe a subject line like, hey, give me a call back so we can talk about XYZ. I'm available this time. Here's my number. And you may not have to do that anymore, but please call me back at your earliest convenience. Like, don't, go into your life story in a message, because they might, not want to listen to a 2-minute long message.
Is this?
Just call me back. That's the point.
Right.
So yeah, it's just get the hook, get them interested, send them somewhere else that may have all the information listed. But yeah, just sometimes less is more.
It's got to be fascinating, the phone calls that you get at the office, because it's probably a variety of things. It's probably things that, okay, this is in the chamber's wheelhouse, so yes, we'll take care of this. But it's probably tourism related, marketing. I mean, there's probably a lot of other phone calls you get where, well, another entity can help you with that, but you are there to help guide that conversation. So it's got to be kind of neat to field those phone calls from people from all over the country.
Yeah, we do. And, Hannah, that's a great way when we're bringing people on board. Hannah, is our newest employee and answers the phone a lot. And sometimes she'll come to us, be like, guys, I just got a phone call about this thing. And it's wild that people call the chamber for that. But then, as Susan said to me when I first started and thought, like, why would you call the chamber? And she said, did you give them the answer? And I said, yes. And she said, that's why they call. Because even if it's not something that we do or we know about, we usually can find it. And sometimes it's literally just Googling, which, okay, that's fine if we can be helpful doing that. But, we usually know who to call about. If it's an event that's not ours, we usually know who that contact is. If it's a question about a business, sometimes we get, there was this business in 1972 on the corner of, so-and-so. Well, sometimes Susan knows that information, but we try to be as helpful as we can. That's one of our, values is communication. We really believe in sharing lavishly, being transparent and, who we are and what we do. And we want to give everybody the best information that we can. So I think maybe we have a reputation for that. So people call us and ask us questions.
That's great. It's funny because we'll be doing a sporting event and people will be on the actual video post. Where's the game? How can I watch? What's the score?
Yeah.
It's all there, but you never know how they find it and what's going on. So,
right.
Kat,
so share often.
There you go. Hey, great catching up with you. Good to see you this morning. All the best, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Luke. See you later.
All right. That's Kat Thompson joining us here this morning from the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce. You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Palms calloused from delivery bike handlebars. Knuckles scarred with kitchen burns. These are not hands that have been allowed to hold power. And yet, over the last 12 months, you have dared to reach for something greater. Tonight, against all odds, we have grasped it. The future is in our hands.
And this campaign was necessary to make that point. A caution flag that we are heading down a dangerous, dangerous road. And let me warn our new leader, if you try to implement socialism, if you try to render our police weak and impotent, if you forsake the people's public safety, we're not only organizing, but we are mobilizing.
New Directions Community Credit Union is now open in Titusville. They may be new to our community, but they've been serving our region since 1974, providing their members with affordable products and services. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, volunteers, attends school, regularly conducts business, or who owns a business in Venango, Forest, Warren, or Crawford counties. Visit their new location at 206 South Martin Street in Titusville to learn more about becoming a member. Best of luck to all the students and athletes this fall from New Directions Community Credit Union.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville. Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods, breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies? Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville.
Our new home.
Somebody pinch me.
Somebody say pinch?
Pinch,
Ooh,
pinch.
pinch time.
We mean we just bought this.
Yeah, we just bought a new house. Why are there crabs?
Oh, don't call for pinches. Call for protection.
Hit it.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right coverage for your new house and your car.
All right, which way to the sea? We're in Ohio.
So is that close or?
No.
You got a pool?
No.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Ronnie Long.
And I'm Lisa Mellon.
The name Armstrong reflects more than just a company. It's a promise.
While others focus on the short term, we're building for a future that's limitless.
From the dawn of cable television to the rise of the digital age, we've delivered cutting-edge technology like our advanced fiber network that redefines what's possible.
Guided by our core values, we have proudly served and strengthened communities like yours for generations.
Fat Chad's is Titusville's premier dining destination. Come hungry and enjoy these menu favorites: T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Dive into fresh pasta entrees like shrimp and scallop pasta or our signature Asiago chicken. And don't miss our famous burgers and fish sandwiches, all served with fresh cut fries. Fridays mean prime rib specials. Enjoy wild game Saturdays. And on Sundays, it's our all-you-can-eat wing buffet. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
211 is an easy-to-remember telephone number for finding health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. Every day, highly trained 211 call specialists provide referrals to basic human needs resources like food banks and shelters, physical and mental health, employment support, support for youth and child care programs, and support for adults and persons with disabilities. To learn more, dial 211 or visit pa211nw.org.
U.S. stocks closed sharply lower on Tuesday, with the Dow dropping more than 0.5%, the S&P 500 shedding more than 1%, and the tech-heavy Nasdaq losing 2%. All three major stock indexes slid well into negative territory after the CEOs of Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs stoked fears of a potential market bubble, with the S&P 500 having climbed to a series of all-time highs, largely powered by the AI boom. That, combined with uncertainty over the outcome of Tuesday's political races and the future path of interest rates, had investors heading for the exits, said Rob Hayworth, Senior Investment Strategy Director at U.S. Bank Asset Management Group.
I think as we look at today in the markets, we're seeing a bit of a risk-off move. We're waiting on election results to tell us something, I think, about the election environment and maybe the government shutdown. But really, I think what investors are concerned about is, are we reaching peak AI? And is the Fed maybe not going to cut in December? And that's causing a little angst in the market and a little bit of a sell-off, particularly in the highly valued names in the NASDAQ.
Among those highly valued names, 6 of the Magnificent Seven stocks lost ground, with AI chip leader NVIDIA ending nearly 4% lower. Apple was the only gainer. Shares of Palantir Technologies slid 8%, despite the data analytics company's better-than-expected fourth-quarter revenue forecast. The stock has soared over 150% so far this year. And shares of Uber fell about 5% in the wake of the ride-hailing platform's quarterly profit miss.
Well, a marginal risk of severe weather today. Partly cloudy skies early, becoming cloudy with periods of rain this afternoon. Highs in the upper 50s. Showers early tonight. Cloudy overnight with lows in the mid-30s. Boy, I'll tell you what, we talk about rain and then temperatures getting into the mid-30s. We're starting to flirt with that other word, which is coming up later in the forecast. Thursday, morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, mid-40s. Friday, rain in the afternoon, mid-50s. Saturday, mostly cloudy, low 50s. Sunday, rain to snow. Low to mid-40s, lows Sunday into Monday, mid-20s. Yeah, going to get cold, so be prepared for snow and colder temperatures, especially into next week. 8:41 is our time. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Well, when you look to people to solve all our problems, Will Price is one of those guys you turn to and say, hey, okay, what do we do? And he's always there. Will Price joins us this morning. United Way of the Venango and Titusville region. Will, good to see you this morning.
Good to see you.
Yeah. Boy, there's a lot going on.
There is.
You will have a lot going on.
Absolutely. It's never a dull moment.
Yeah, where do you want to start this morning?
Well, I guess the biggest thing that we're working on is our Pack the Pantry campaign in collaboration with all the local food pantries in the region.
And this is stemming from, tell us.
Yep, the SNAP benefits that we're hearing in the news about, the federal budget and the state budget's not being passed, the effect on the SNAP benefits. It really will affect our local residents here. So a group of our local food pantries in the region all came together to talk about how we're going to support our residents. And throughout that meeting, it was noticed that their increase of services at those food pantries are going to double because of the SNAP benefits. Just in Venango County, there's about 8,400 residents that rely on SNAP benefits. And that number is
8,400.
9,400.
9,400.
9,400.
Wow.
families and households in Venango County. And that's, very similar to Crawford County is what I'm being told. So we are working together on two different campaigns. The first one is we have about 20 local businesses around the region that you can drop off canned food drives, non-perishable items to those locations. We are also doing a monetary donation right from our website. If someone wants to make a monetary donation, all those funds will be supporting that local community with that directly on there. Or those funds going directly to those food pantries. And then we're doing 3 what we're calling drive-up location events. The first one's this Friday, actually at our Reno office. And we're partnering with our local food pantries that you can just drive up, and we'll have volunteers there to take the donations right from the vehicle, so you don't even have to get out. Next Friday will be Walmart in Seneca Cranberry, and the 21st of November will be the Titusville Walmart, and all those collected will go back to the local food pantries.
This is every year. We always obviously would talk about the holidays. Thanksgiving's right around just a couple of weeks away, which is crazy. We always talk about the need this time of year. So would you say, and it doesn't sound like it's exaggerating, that the needs this year are even greater than in the past?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the needs are there always during holiday season because of a lot of, utilities that are you seeing. You have to turn your heat on. And so then there's that conversation, do we pay for utilities or buy that food? So our food pantries are overwhelmed at this time of the year. So whatever we can do as a community to support them will really help, support those residents, and they don't have to make that tough call. So
what are the pantry saying to you? What are some of the needs? When you're going to the store and you're getting your groceries, maybe after work tonight, to grab an extra couple things to make a donation is extremely helpful. But what are some of the things that are needed? Because I think sometimes you get there and go, am I getting this? Do I get this? I don't know what I need.
Yep, a lot of canned fruit, those canned vegetables, those dry goods, the cereal, they're really, those potatoes, those veggies are I don't want to say easy to make food, but the more ready, normalized foods that are easier to prepare. Some of our residents don't know how to prepare some of the black beans and different things. I wouldn't know how to use black beans, and I found out you can use black beans for brownies this past week. They say it's amazing. And
they say it, but...
Yeah, the food pantries, they're amazing. They're taking that next step on not just providing food, but teaching people how to prepare the food with recipes and everything.
That's fantastic.
So, our food pantries are doing that next step. It's not just a handout. They are educating those... people that are coming in for that assistance on giving them recipe cards and teaching them with teaching classes once a month on how to prepare what you're getting in your boxes or your bags of food. So
that seems to mirror the United Way's philosophy, right?
Yep.
Not only are you helping, but you're also educating and providing those other the next step in that process.
Yep. We just don't want to. I guess what I like to say is putting a Band-Aid on a need. We want to educate our residents on taking that next step to more of a better financial life or a stable life. And a little bit of education goes a long way. So that recipe that, people wouldn't think about making black bean brownies and whatnot helps them long term. They may not make it or use it right now this week, but down the road, they'll still have that knowledge about it. So
that's great.
Yeah.
So what's your advice to people? And again, maybe mention those locations, but can somebody, if they're driving past the office or offices, could they just drop something off if they're running through town or whatever?
Absolutely. You can drop it off at both United Way offices. You can call. We can run out to your car to get them if you're unable to get out of the car. You can check our website for a complete list of all the locations in the region. There's about 20, and it's growing every day. So please check that out. Monetary donations can be made online. Give us a call if you... we'll even go to the extent of picking the foods up at your house if we need to. So whatever is easiest for the donors.
This is fantastic. So here's the list. You said it's growing every day.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. We added some partners yesterday too. So it's great. It's a nice makeup across the region. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Does it surprise you? We talked a little bit about this during our election coverage. The generosity of our region. Does it surprise you when people step up, or your phone rings and say, "Hey, we want to be part of this. What can we do to help?" Because it seems like people are willing to and wanting to help.
Yeah, people are wanting to help. It does. It doesn't, but it does. We have a great community. The support is there. The community definitely comes together around issues. It showed during COVID, and the support is still there. People want to get involved. People want to support our neighbors and the residents. It's just a great community. So, the Pack the Pantry started last Wednesday, and we kicked it off on Friday. It just shows how the community pulls together around a need. So, and the need's not going to go away for a while. I know there's a lot of talk in the world about SNAP benefits being reinstated, but that's only one payment is what I'm hearing right now. So, the trickle-down effect is going to stay for us for a little while. LIHEAP, the utility assistance, got pushed back until December. It's normally November. They're hoping to get it out by December 3rd, I believe it is. But it's just those tough trickle-down effect. And once payments start going out, how long is it going to take our residents to get back on their feet from missing one payment? Is
it sort of compacting with the fact that the state doesn't have anything in place yet, and then you got the federal government? I mean, how it just seems like the pressure just keeps building here.
Yep. Pennsylvania is definitely in a unique situation since we don't have a state budget plus the federal budget, so it's compacting on our residents, and we're seeing it. It's definitely a little tougher in Pennsylvania right now.
Yeah, and when your county commissioners are starting to say words like, okay, furlough and all this, then it's, I think it becomes a little more real. But you're also looking at people that might also have needs that maybe they haven't had in the past. So again, it's all
it goes
adding
back
up.
to that Alice population that we've talked about for a few years now. Those individuals that are working paycheck to paycheck, they're paying their bills. They're working, but they're one crisis away from falling back into the cycle and not being able to pay their bills. So, one missed assistance on SNAP benefits is making them decide, do they pay their electric bill or their water bill this month or their car payment? So, a little, what we most consider a small payment of $150 to our utilities, a large payment for some of our residents, and we want to make sure that they don't have to make those tough calls. So the food pantries are open. I know our food pantries are, some of them are extending hours to make sure that if they're working until 4 or 5 o'clock, they're staying open until 7. So if you have any needs or you're looking for assistance, reach out to PA 211 on their website or give them a call, 211, and be connected with the most up-to-date food resources in the community.
That's great. You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Will Price with us here this morning, United Way of the Venango and Titusville region. Is this just the focus, like right now? Will we be doing something again in December? What's sort of the outlook here for the next at least month?
Yep. So right now the Pack the Pantry will run for the month of November. There's a call happening right now with the local food pantries that I was just on right before this, and we're going to meet weekly to monitor what's happening until we feel very confident that everyone's, I can't say back to normal because nothing ever goes back to normal, but where we feel confident that, if we have to continue, we will. It's investing in the needs that are in our community right now. So we want to make sure we can pivot and move to those needs.
Okay. And if folks have any questions, they can contact the United Way. And,
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Just reach out, email, or give us a call at either of the offices, and we can answer all those questions.
Okay. It sounds like this is a good chunk of your day
Absolutely.
organizing this.
Yes.
And do you have time to talk about other things? What else is going on with the United Way?
You know, our annual campaign is happening also right now that supports over 45 programs in the region, you know, around youth opportunity, healthy communities, and financially securities in our community. So it goes back to great partners in the community also. Gearing up for the holiday season, we have a few events coming up at United Way. We have our meat raffle still going on. All funds of that will go back to our annual campaign and our partners. We are also doing a feast or farm to feast event at Bella Cucina's on November 18th, I believe it is. It's a Wednesday, which all those funds will go back to the community also. And then we have our guest bartender event on December 3rd, which supports Imagination Library.
All right.
So it's a busy few months coming up.
What about year-end giving? Is this an opportunity as people are looking at the next couple weeks and rounding out the year to say, boy, you know, maybe it's a good time to give, and maybe they're figuring out taxes and all that stuff, but can they contact you and have a conversation about ways to give?
Absolutely. Yep. And I welcome all those conversations. You know, everything that's raised in our region stays in our region. I will go to the extent of what's raised in Venango stays in Venango, what's raised in Titusville region stays in the Titusville region. We do our due diligence on making sure that those dollars are invested in the community now and the best, and we do hold our agencies and programs to the highest standards. So everything does stay local.
And, you know, in that regard, you have other organizations that receive support from the United Way that are doing great things, you know, throughout the year. And especially, you know, it's not just, as we've been talking about, food pantries, it's mental health. It's so much more that, again, with everything that's going on, you might see an increase in these other needs.
Absolutely. We're doing a lot more. We support mental health counseling throughout the region in both communities, a lot of education and youth opportunity programs to make sure our children are supported as much to hopefully, you know, they're the next generation coming up in our community. They're the ones that are going to take over our community. So we want to make sure we're raising our kids as much as we can. So
even as dinosaurs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dino Dash that was ran by the Titusville Middle School group. They raised over $1,000, I believe, for United Way of Dino Dash. So from anyone in of all ages participated. We had young kids to adults running the Dino Dash. So it was a fun event, and I believe they're going to do it next year too.
And that was Oil City, right?
That was Oil City School District,
okay.
yeah.
Very nice. Was that an idea that you had, or the students had?
The students came up with it, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, you know, we supported it, we advertised it, but they planned the whole thing, they executed the whole thing. I just went and watched. It was amazing. You know, the kids and the faculty and staff there were just phenomenal. So kudos to them. And it's you know, it's teaching the kids to give back, to organize, to give back for a great cause in the community. So they did it all themselves. The video they made themselves, all the advertisements they designed and everything. So it's cool.
That's fantastic. That's awesome. There's a lot of great information on your Facebook page, website. People can go there to learn more. It's been also fascinating and awesome to see you and your staff being recognized for your years of service with the United Way. That's really cool.
Yeah, we have a great team. Our team is definitely growing. You know, they're invested at the organization, and they're invested in the community. And I can't, you know, we talk about the work that's being done, and they're four hands invested in all the work. So I can't do what I do without them, and especially the board of directors and the volunteers in the community. So
that's awesome.
Have to thank everyone.
I we're going to save this for next month, but just looking at 2026, right? That's what's coming up, 2026.
Yep.
Is that just the preliminary look ahead? I mean, are you excited for the year? I think challenges, big tasks, but does that excite you?
It does excite me. You know, I love change. Change is good. Change happens every day, and the region is changing. Each community is definitely changing. So we are planning now for next year. We have some events planned. We have some big strategic planning sessions happening with the board just to make sure we're really looking at, operations the right way. Kudos to the board that want to tackle those issues. 2026 is going to be a great year. Needs are going to grow. We know it, the trickle down as we talked. But yeah, it's going to be a great year.
All right, dates and locations again for the next couple weeks.
Yep. This Friday, November 7th at the United Way in Reno. The office in Reno is our first drive-up event. November 14th is the Cranberry Seneca Walmart Pack the Pantry event. November 21st is the one in Titusville at Titusville Walmart. And then our meat raffles continuing until the 17th. And then the 19th is our dinner at Bella Cucina's. And December 3rd is our guest bartender event.
Wow. Okay.
A lot happening in a short amount of time.
How many Christmas trees do you have up right now?
I only have one.
Oh, out of?
I normally do about 14.
Okay. Listen, I'm hearing Christmas music in stores. People are...
It's here.
Well, and I think, again, in these times when there's a lot going on, I think people do look for those things that make them smile. And if that means decorating Christmas early, then by all means do it, right?
Absolutely. My dining room doesn't have one in yet, so Thanksgiving is still there. But, it was a rough day, and I was like, let's just put up a Christmas tree. So that's what we did.
All right. You got a lot of work ahead.
Yeah, tons.
Well, good to see you this morning.
You too.
All right, thanks. All the best.